You're falling, making me fall. We're on our knees because why are we on our knees again? Why are we not just sitting? What is wrong with us?
Hey y'all, my name's Emily. I'm a Christian and I have an anxiety disorder. Yay! Before I get into it, I want to share this verse about blessings with y'all. It's Psalm 5, verse 12. It says, "Surely, Lord, you bless those who do what is right. Like a shield, your loving care keeps them safe." Antidepressants are one of the greatest blessings I have ever been given, ever. Now let's get into it. I've talked about my anxiety and antidepressants on this channel before. I will link that video down below. But since I posted that video, I've actually gone up to 100 milligrams. I'm actually gonna post a 100 milligram update video next week. I've been on it for about a month. Subscribe so you don't miss it. But until then, I decided that this week I'm going to record a little bit of a backstory about why I got on antidepressants in the first place. Starting with my diagnosis. While I was in college at the University of North Alabama, I was actually encouraged by pretty much all of my friends to go see a counselor, and that was actually a really scary thing for me to do, considering I'm not good at talking about my feelings with people that I'm closest with in the first place. But alas, after a couple sessions with the counselor, she decided that I had generalized anxiety disorder. I never went to a psychiatrist to get formally diagnosed with anything else, so I just took what the counselor told me and ran with it, and I never looked back. The first step the counselor told me to take was to go see a gynecologist to get put on birth control and to hopefully get my anxiety under control. I was on birth control for about 3 months. I don't remember what it was called, but it wasn't working for me the way I needed it to. During those 3 months, I was actually going through a breakup from a relationship that taught me that, 1, you cannot make people love you, and 2, my anxiety was causing these crazy, wild mood swings that were just making my life so much harder, and I had actually been dealing with them for as long as I can remember in my life before I ever even started dating. The more toxic that relationship got, the more intense my mood swings got. So fast forward a few months, several months, I end up meeting my now husband, Braden.
So when we first started dating, how hard was it to get used to my issues, my anxiety and mood swings and stuff?
It wasn't easy. I don't think I ever got used to it,
Oh,
but
well.
I learned how to tolerate it better.
At that point, I wasn't on any form of medication, but we realized pretty quickly that I was gonna have to do something to get control of my emotions. Thankfully, Braden loved me and supported me very early on in our relationship, and we both knew that our relationship probably wouldn't last if I didn't get the help that I needed.
Was there a time when you were like, I can't deal with this chick anymore, she's gotta go?
I thought it in my head sometimes, but I never told you that.
Why'd you stay, buddy?
Because I loved you.
How sweet. The issues weren't bad enough for you to just drop me. Or it's because you're too patient and too forgiving. I think that's what it is.
A little bit of both.
No matter how much love we had for each other, it would not have been healthy for us to stay in that situation where my emotions were just allowed to run rampant and I didn't have control over my thoughts or just anything like that. That's when he encouraged me to take another step to get my mood swing causing anxiety under control.
But you were very patient with me.
I did my best.
He's a very patient person, naturally.
So I went to my doctor, told him my extensive list of issues, and he prescribed me with sertraline, which is the generic form of Zoloft. What were my extensive list of problems, you may ask? This isn't funny. I'm laughing because I'm anxious and I'm still nervous to talk in front of a camera about anything. Why is my nose cold? Why am I sweating? None of this is funny, really. So a big problem I had that I didn't even know existed is called PMDD. Actually, I don't know if I have it. I'm just almost convinced that I have it. It stands for premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which is just like a really revved up version of PMS. Sorry boys if that's TMI. Actually, I shouldn't have to apologize because everyone in this world should be okay talking about our issues. And if you're a boy, you may have a mom or a sister or any woman in your life that is struggling with the same type of things. Basically, PMDD is 2 weeks or maybe more, sometimes less, sometimes more, of just really intense mood swings and just horrible, terrible things that wreak havoc and destroy lives. So that was one thing. The second thing is my anxiety attacks, and I never had an anxiety attack in my entire life until the end of that really bad relationship that I was just talking to y'all about. I kind of remember what caused it, but that's not important now. But I just remember it was like your arms go numb, your legs go numb, you're shaking, you can't catch your breath. It's rough. I think I've only had 3 since then, or 2 since then. It hasn't been a regular occurrence since then because thankfully after that, I got out of that relationship. Yay! The third problem I had were suicidal thoughts, and that's always hard to hear, but it's the truth. I have had them. I know several people who struggle with them, and it's really serious. So you shouldn't be afraid to let people know when you have those thoughts. I think the suicidal thoughts actually triggered my anxiety attack. So there's that. After experiencing all these things for so long, I realized that I was actually a danger to myself and that it was not safe for me to not be on any form of medication. So my doctor decided to start me on Zoloft because it was one of those medicines that didn't have any crazy side effects that would like hit me like a truck and just cause me to basically become a zombie or anything like that. That's not what Zoloft is. He initially prescribed me 50 milligrams, but then like after a couple months of that, I went up to 75 milligrams, and that, I think 75 milligrams was my sweet spot. But almost a year later, this past month, I decided to go up to 100 milligrams just to see if I could tell any major differences in what the 75 milligrams was doing. Each dosage I took gave me the same type of side effects, which were really, really bad headaches and insomnia. The headaches I would just take Tylenol or ibuprofen for, but the insomnia, there was really nothing I could do for that. So I would just either be up really late at night, couldn't go to sleep, or I would wake up at like 4 a.m. and not be able to go back to sleep. Thankfully, those subsided after a couple weeks of being on the medicine where my body got used to it and stuff, and then I could really focus on how the medicine was actually helping me.
Could you tell the difference once I got on my medicine?
Oh yeah.
Good. That's encouraging. What were the differences that you noticed?
You wasn't so snappy at me all the time.
Wow. All the time. Yeah. I'm snappy at everybody though.
It's not as bad.
Yeah.
But you're gonna have to subscribe and come back next week to see my 100 milligram update video where I'm going to talk about in detail the good, the bad, and the ugly of Zoloft.
Do you think you're a better person since you started on the medicine?
I think at the time that I started taking the medicine, I was in my head already like becoming a better person. I was like, okay, I need to take care of these problems or nothing is going to get better. So I was already in the mindset of making myself better.
That's all for this video. Please give it a thumbs up and remember to subscribe. Please, I work so hard, oh my goodness. And, okay, bye.
Okay, get this over with.